everybody. My name is Jim. I'm the founder and chief problem solver for the company Perfect Fitting Shoes. I'm here to show you a little bit about my background and share with you some information about how it is that I came up with the idea for Perfect Fitting Shoes and part of my journey in developing shoes and why we are the best company for your feet. Let me share with you the first shoe that I worked on that gave me the inspiration to start the company Perfect Fitting Shoes. It all started off with this shoe right here. I blew out my knee in college. I blew out my left ACL and MCL ligaments by bending my leg 90 degrees sideways, and had some problems with that. So after the surgery, I decided to rehabilitate my leg and my knee and try to continue walking without any problems. So after I had my cast removed and was able to walk without crutches, I had to go to a physical therapist to continue my medical rehabilitation. But I started jogging as part of my rehabilitation, whereas before my knee surgery, I would strike on the heel and push off on my toes. After the knee surgery, I started striking on my toes, and I would strike on my toes and push off on my toes. And this allowed me to absorb some pressure, some impact pressure from jogging in my ankle before it went up to my knee. Because my biggest fear was my knee failing on me and causing me to have problems because it folded underneath me, which is what had happened when I had my accident in the first place. So after my modified rehabilitation running, where I bounced off on the ball of my feet, jogged on the ball of my feet, the back of the shoe was sliding up and down on my Achilles tendon, and it caused me a lot of problems. And part of my desire to find out if I could solve these problems or make a solution to the situation that was creating me pain in my Achilles tendon with blisters and stuff, one day my roommates were gone. I decided to sit down on my couch and took a razor blade and I cut the back of the shoe. Previously the back of the shoe had a crack in it, so it had exposed the shoe opening a little bit. So I was able to look inside there, but I went and cut it all the way. And in cutting it all the way, I could see that I could open it up considerably more. But in doing so, I could see the materials, the construction inside there. I decided to take an old Velcro buckle that was part of my knee brace when I had my knee surgery, and I cut off the buckle from the brace itself, and I sewed it onto the shoe. And after I did that, I saw that, hey, this would be something that would be beneficial because it would allow me to grip the back of the shoe independent of the front of the shoe, providing me with more of a three-dimensional fit. And as I started analyzing this and thinking about this, I thought, hey, this would be something that would be beneficial to people besides myself. So I made an appointment with one of my mechanical engineering professors at Texas A&M University, and I met with him and showed him my shoes. I talked to him about the shoes and told him why I came up with the idea, and I asked him if he had any input onto making the shoe better, or how I might make it so that I don't have any problems. Luckily for me, at the time of my meeting with him, he had just finished a meeting with another gentleman, and it turned out that that guy was a podiatrist. He was a medical doctor for feet, and he saw what I had, listened to what I had to say to my mechanical engineering professor, and he gave me a couple of inputs on his own from his medical understanding, telling me that this idea would be very beneficial to people that have circulatory problems like diabetes or Marfan syndrome, or people with different size feet or narrow heels. There's a lot of dynamics involved with people's feet, and he told me that having this adjustability feature independent of the front would be very beneficial. But he told me there were a couple of considerations I needed to think about before I went to market with this, because if I didn't, I'd cause some major problems. He said having a metal buckle in the back was a definite no-no. You can't have the metal back there because the Achilles tendon is a dynamic part of the body, and it changes, and it needs the ability to move and stretch and not be constricted. And with this metal at the back of the heel, it will probably aggravate the Achilles tendon, causing inflammation, Achilles tendonitis, or even a ruptured Achilles tendon. So he said, you need to get rid of that metal buckle at the back. Plus, he said that I shouldn't have the buckle at the back anyway. I should have the buckle somewhere away from the back, again, minimizing any contact with the Achilles tendon, because that's a very delicate part of the body. So I took his information, or took his advice to heart, and I started working on some various shoes to make a better presentation than what I had with this shoe. But this is the first shoe that I was running in. It's not a running shoe, but it was something that I had at the time. I was a poor student and was working on my business, and this is what I started out with. I hope you enjoyed my first video. I will have additional videos showing you additional shoes that I created along my journey, and telling you why I didn't market those products, and why this new collection that we are marketing on Kickstarter campaign for the Matrix collection is a product that you can be proud to wear. It's a product that I'm proud to sell. It's a product that I know is going to do well, and it's a product that's going to help you with your foot fitting problem. Thank you again for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.